Lieutenant, 4 times this party crasher has alerted you before killing someone, and he still got away. Do you care to comment on that?
Yeah, why don't you tie your dick in a knot?
Welcome to In Defense Of, making the case for overlooked, forgotten or derided movies in 5 minutes or less. Don't have 5 minutes? Here's 5 seconds. Today, In Defense Of The Hard Way, a 1991 buddy cop action comedy that made $65 million at the box office, but nobody seems to know exists.
Okay, knock that shit off.
Tired of making crowd-pleasing popcorn movies, pampered Hollywood star Nick Lang sets his sights on the lead role in a gritty cop drama. He arranges to get experience by going undercover with hard-boiled NYPD detective John Moss. Initially resistant to Lang tagging along, Moss's defences slowly drop as he realises Lang may be more useful than he seems in tracking down a serial killer known as the Party Crasher.
And he never quits.
Joe, why don't you quit? These will kill you.
You kill me, baby.
You're watching this video likely for one of two reasons. 1, you're a subscriber and you watch all of my videos, and for that, I thank you. 2, you've just watched The Hard Way and gone online to look for reviews. In either case, you're probably wondering, how come I've never heard of The Hard Way until now? I don't know. It's Michael J. Fox and James Woods. It's Michael J. Fox and James Woods in their primes, in a buddy cop action comedy, right as that genre was in its prime. The Hard Way doesn't reinvent the wheel or anything, it hits all the comedic and action beats you'd expect, but I cannot fathom why it's not more popular. Look at the box office from The Hard Way's opening weekend. Those are some heavy duty classics and The Hard Way is right up amongst them. It did good business upon release. Director John Badham isn't some obscure indie darling either, he's made a stack of well-known movies. Look at the number of user ratings on IMDb, generally a good indication of how many people have actually seen a film. Have you ever seen Point of No Return? It's a sort of pretty good remake of Luc Besson's Nikita. It has way more user ratings than The Hard Way. Why have more people seen an American remake of a European film starring Bridget Fonda and Gabriel Byrne than a buddy cop movie with Michael J. Fox and James Woods? Have you heard this song?
I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out.
Of course you have. It's maybe LL Cool J's most famous song. It's the theme to The Hard Way. LL Cool J is in the film. You know the song better than you know the film. So I don't know why The Hard Way isn't more well known. And that's before we've gotten to the fact that it is really good.
Sorry to hear you off the case.
Yeah, I'm going to be introducing my new partner, Ray Kazanoff, here to the pleasures of a frog dog.
Frog dog, Ray! Mmm, tasty!
I love covering the lesser known B-movie side of things on this channel, but it brings me enormous pleasure to talk about a mainstream blockbuster starring big names that have somehow flown under the radar. You've got Michael J. Fox, fresh off the Back to the Future trilogy, doing what he does best, being an annoying bug. You've got James Woods doing his weary, brackish, jittery thing that only James Woods can do. It's not hard to see the comedic potential in pairing them up, and it delivers exactly as you'd expect it to. Woods in particular gets to spew some especially inventive insults in Fox's direction.
I'm staying with you.
Maybe when my asshole learns to chew gum.
Special recognition is due to the Party Crasher, played by Stephen Lang. We don't really get much of a motivation as to why our man is killing people. He appears to be wealthy, but we don't know how. He creates a little video game about his crimes, including giving himself the ability to crash off the walls. Don't know why. Does it matter? Doesn't matter. I love it when character traits like this are left unexplained, and they matter less purely because Lang is magnetic when he's on screen. His performance is wonderfully unhinged and you don't doubt that he's capable of anything. Clearly he has a talent for playing baddies, as he ended up playing one in, the highest grossing film of all time. We also get some nice cameos from Fabio and In Defense Of favourite Mr. Chen.
Your Mr. Chen is now Mr. Dead.
What especially befuddles me about The Hard Way and the lack of recognition it receives is that even if you don't like the overall story or tone of the movie, it's still packed with quotable lines and memorable moments. The phrases, tie your dick in a knot, frog dog, and me to you have entered my everyday lexicon. The trailer for Nick Lang's latest movie, Moss's speech about what it means to be a cop, and the finale atop a monstrous replica of Michael J. Fox's head are just a few fantastically constructed scenes that deserve to be revisited or discovered anew.
I'm in a ghetto. No, it's not a tour.
Last Action Hero. Another buddy cop action movie with something to say about the movie biz. While Last Action Hero plays up the Hollywood tropes and goes for the satirical jugular way more than The Hard Way, these would make a nice double bill together.
He doesn't belong here. He belongs in Never Never Land with his personal trainer and his assistants and his maid and his God knows who all, the guy who wipes his ass after he pinches off his daily loaf, okay?
The Hard Way was a success upon release, but has slipped out of the public consciousness since. I wish I knew why, because there are no excuses here. This isn't a movie for a niche audience, it's not cheap or uneven, it doesn't have glaring flaws that you need to overlook to enjoy the film. The Hard Way is a good, mainstream movie that I would recommend to everyone. On the off chance you're sitting there going, what have you been talking about for the last 5 minutes? Everyone I know has seen The Hard Way and we talk about it all the time. Hey, let's be friends. So if The Hard Way is a blockbuster that deserves to be better known, what B-movies have our stars been in that are also worth your time? Stephen Lang appears in a non-villainous role in Band of the Hand, produced by Michael Mann, and it shows. Stylish as hell with a cracking soundtrack, it plays out as Miami Vice for teens with a group of young offenders trained by Lang to work for the forces of good and take down a drug baron played by Lawrence Fishburne. James Woods appears in the Stephen King adaptation Cat's Eye. Not really a B-movie, but definitely an overlooked horror from Louis Teague, who may have directed some big flicks but is best known for his exploitation output. The always twitchy and irascible Woods is perfectly cast as a man struggling to quit smoking. Michael Fox, before he adopted the J, which stands for nothing by the way, shows up in Class of 1984, a 1982 exploitation classic about a gang of teenagers whose actions provoke one of their teachers into violent revenge. Fox plays a goody two-shoes student who ends up in the hospital. His haircut isn't meant to be as funny as it is.